Alright, this video I'm going to go over tutorial information from one of Adam Curry's videos, and this is going to give us browser detection to let us know what browser the user is using. So we have an example.html web page here. HTML open and closing tag, head open and closing tag, title open and closing tag. This is a commented out line of code if I were to use a shortcut icon. I don't actually have one, but if I do use one, I'll uncomment out that line. This right here is a line of code to link an external style sheet, which I also don't have, but if I do decide to make one, then I'll uncomment that out and make sure that this style sheet is named accordingly, or that this ICO file is named accordingly if I use an icon. I am, however, using an external JavaScript, so there is a line of code to link you to that script. Language equals JavaScript, source equals BrowserDetect.js, end of script. And right here is our BrowserDetect.js that I will go over in a minute. End of head, here's the beginning of the body. I have a paragraph element with an ID of display, and I just have a couple of dashes in between the paragraph tags just so that you can physically see visually where that paragraph element is. Because later on in this video, I'm going to uncomment out this script, which is going to display something. It's going to replace these dashes with some information, whatever the value of result is. But as for now, it's commented out. Now let's look at the external JavaScript. Notice also that when you're in the HTML file, this is how you begin a comment. The less than sign, exclamation, dash, dash, and this is how you end a comment, dash, dash, greater than sign. Now, when you get into the JavaScript, it's a little different. This is how you begin in the JavaScript file, how you begin a comment, / asterisk, and you end the comment with an asterisk /. This is for a multi-line comment. All right, so the first thing and the only thing that's going to be running currently, because I've commented all the rest of this out, is the very simple document.write navigator.userAgent. This is how Adam started his video, and this is how I'm doing the practice. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to run it in Firefox. Okay, so this document.write Navigator user agent is giving us this information: Mozilla 5.0, Windows NT 6.1, RV 49.0, Gecko 201.00101, Firefox 49.0. So this is the Firefox browser. I'm going to run it in Internet Explorer. Try it again. I don't know why it's doing that. It wasn't doing that before. Let me just try in Chrome. Oh, daggone it, that's why I'm messing up. I've got BrowserDetect.javascript highlighted. I needed to have my HTML highlighted because that's what I'm running. I'm not running my JavaScript, I'm running my HTML. Let's launch that in Chrome. Mozilla 5.0, Windows NT 6.1, Apple WebKit 537.36, KHTML like Gecko, and here we go, Chrome 53.0.2785.116, and it also has Safari listed at 537.36. And again, here's this little dash. It just shows us where a paragraph element resides. And let me try one more time to run this in Internet Explorer now that I don't have JavaScript highlighted. Alright, allow blocked content. And this is what we get for Internet Explorer. Mozilla 5.0, Windows NT 6.1, Trident 7.0, SLCC2, .NET CLR 2050727, .NET CLR 3530729, .NET CLR 3030729, Media Center PC 6.0, Tablet PC 2.0, .NET 4.0C, .NET 4.0E, DWX Qualified RV 11.0, and like Gecko. Now this one doesn't say Internet Explorer anywhere in here. And we will go over how to fix that when we go back to the JavaScript and uncomment all this other stuff out. Uncomment that and have a single line comment to get rid of the document right. Alright. So in line 4, we're going to create an array. It's called browser array. So var browser array equals, and these are all the elements of the array: Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, Microsoft Internet Explorer, and Trident and Edge are added as well because any of these three can mean you're using Internet Explorer. So you have to put all three of these. If you only put MSIE, it says that result is undefined, and we want results to be one of these browser names, not the word undefined. So by using Trident and Edge, we're ensuring that we're able to recognize Internet Explorer. In line 6, we're creating another variable called result, and UA for, I believe that was user agent, and we're setting both of those equal to navigator.userAgent. Then in line 9, we have a for loop. For var I equals 0, as long as I is less than browser array length, meaning that as long as it's less than this length, then increment I. So I starts off as 0, which will indicate Chrome. It'll loop and turn into 1, which will indicate Firefox. It'll loop again, and so on and so forth, until it loops through all of these, and then it'll be done looping. And then it asks this if condition: if UA index of the browser array index, if that's greater than -1, that means, since this index is 0, if it's greater than, if it was -1, it means that none of these were found. But if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, if it's any of those, then the result will be set equal to the value of the browser array index. Browser array index 0 means that Chrome will be the value of result. The variable called result will have a value of Chrome. If the browser array is actually, if we happen to have been using a Safari browser, which I don't have Safari on my machine, but that would be 0, 1, 2. That would be browser array 2. And so the value of browser array 2 is Safari, so the value of result would be Safari. Once it finds a match to any of these browsers, it breaks out of the loop. It doesn't keep going round and round checking all of these. It just wants to find the match, and then it's done. Alright, so there's the end of the if and the end of the for. Then we have another if. If the value of result is either MSIE, or if the value of result is equal to Trident, or if the value of result is equal to Edge, then we're going to take that variable result and set it to this string Internet Explorer. Here we have an alert pop-up box that's going to say you are using plus the value of result, which will be one of these browsers, and one of those browser names plus the string browser. So you are using Safari browser, for instance, if you happen to be running this page on a Safari browser. So let me run Internet Explorer. Let me just refresh this. You are using Internet Explorer browser. Okay. And we still have the paragraph dashes here because I still have to go to the HTML file and uncomment out that script that resides underneath the paragraph element with the ID of display. Let's also run this. Let's also make sure I'm in the HTML file, not the JavaScript file. Let's run that in Firefox. My Firefox is really sluggish. Okay, the pop-up box, actually it's called the alert box, says you are using Firefox browser. You are using, the result value is Firefox and then the word browser. Click OK. And again, we just see those dashes, but we're going to replace those dashes here in the next step. I just lastly want to run this in Chrome. No, I did it again. I had the JavaScript highlighted instead of the HTML highlighted. And that's not what I wanted. This page says you are using Chrome browser. Okay. And there's those dashes. So let's fix that. Let's uncomment out this script that resides right underneath the paragraph with the ID of display. And that script says document.getElementById. By ID. There's our ID of display. We're going to change the .inner HTML of it to the result, the value of result. So let's run it in this one more time. Let's go on ahead and this page says you are using Chrome browser. Okay. You know what? I didn't save up here. See these? I had to save. If I didn't save the changes, then it didn't recognize the changes when I refreshed the web page, the browser. So click OK. Boom. Chrome. Let's get out of there and let's do the same thing for the other two. Launch in Firefox. You're using Firefox browser. Click OK. And Firefox shows up on the page. And last but not least, let's run this in Internet Explorer. And of course, you have to click this Allow Blocked Content. You are using Internet Explorer browser. Click OK. And Internet Explorer. So that completes this little practice that I did based on Adam Curry's tutorial for browser detection.